Hey, it's Amber, and I have a little different kind of video today. This is Coolio. This is our challenging dog. This has been our difficult dog, and that's actually what, okay, but I'm not gonna give you kisses right now. It's actually what I wanna talk to you about right now is if you have encountered a difficult dog, a dog that is just giving you fits and it just, nothing seems to work, don't give up on that dog. Don't give up on the hard ones. Don't give up on the challenging ones. When I met Coolio, come here, bud. He was in a shelter. I volunteered at an animal shelter. I would go in and walk the dogs, and Coolio here was one of the dogs in the shelter. Now, he did not. It was not love at first sight. What are you doing? I don't have a treat. No, I don't have anything. No. But Coolio would be in his kennel literally bouncing off the walls constantly. And by the way, let me just mention that if you go to a shelter to pick out a dog to adopt, do not judge that dog by the behavior that you see in the kennel. That is not an indication of what kind of dog that's going to be. My first shelter love when I started volunteering at the shelter was a pit bull named Donner, and he was my favorite. I loved that dog. But when I would walk in to go get the dogs to take them for a walk, Donner would be growling and barking and acting like an idiot, and I would walk, I mean, he looked like a nightmare pit bull. So I would walk up to his door of his kennel and say, "Sit down, stupid. You're acting like everybody's nightmare pit bull. Nobody wants to take that home." And I would put him on a leash and take him out. And the second he stepped out of that cage, he was a different dog. And we would go get pup cups and ice cream little cups for dogs and take him to the park, and he would bask in the sunshine and just be the most calm, relaxed, sweet, loving dog. He was awesome. So whoever adopted him got a great dog. But he didn't look like a great dog when he was in the kennel. Most of them don't. Coolio, as I mentioned, would bounce off the walls. He would literally like bounce off this wall and then bounce off this wall and then bounce off this wall, back and forth, probably all day long.
Coolio, sit. Sit. Good job.
I finally taught him to sit, and he would sit, didn't you? Yeah, you were a good boy. He would sit and let me put the leash on him, and we'd go for a walk and he'd be fine. He didn't act that way. However, he did have a lot of anxiety. Now, obviously, I adopted Coolio, didn't I? Come here. Yeah, we've had Coolio for about 2 years now, a little bit over 2 years. 2 years. When we first got him, he was so anxiety ridden. I mean, even at the shelter, I would take him to the park. I'd take him on a doggy date, and I'd go get him ice cream and go to the park, and he couldn't enjoy it. He would just sit there, back to the tree, looking around on guard, so ate up with anxiety and fear, it was sad. He wouldn't even eat his ice cream. I mean, it just, poor thing was just so anxiety ridden, he couldn't enjoy the fun things in life. And I would take him to, I was a dog trainer at that time, and I would take him to my training ring, which was in a very public place. It was in it was in a store, and it was in a very public place, and he would just shut down. He would just shut down, wouldn't take treats, nothing. And we'd have to leave right away. The second time I took him to my training ring, he refused. He knew where we were, and he refused to get out of my truck. Just would not get out of the truck at all. When I would take him to my house, he didn't want to go in my house. I never treated him badly in my house, but he didn't want to get out of the truck and go into my house. I would have to park in a different location every time I went to my house with him and trick him and get out and walk to my house and trick him so he didn't know where we were going. So, yeah. When we finally adopted him, come here, buddy. Come here. When we finally adopted him, he acted very aggressively toward my husband. He did not like men, and he never tried to bite him, but he certainly made you believe that he would. He growled and barked very, very viciously. Yeah, you were so bad. Oh, you're a bad dog. Yeah. So I thought, okay. And my husband did all the things right. He never did anything wrong to him. He talked nicely to him. He gave him treats. My husband would keep treats in his pocket, and every time he walked by, he'd give him a treat. But we just could not let Coolio be around my husband because I didn't want my husband to get bit. Now, Coolio thought I was God. He loved me dearly, but he did not like my husband for a long, long time. And I thought, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to, I'm not taking him back and taking him back to the shelter. This is his home now, for better or for worse, for the rest of his life. If we can't fix this, we'll manage it, which just means more work for me. I have to work a little harder to keep him away from my husband so that my husband doesn't get hurt. So that's what we did for almost 2 years. Yeah, almost 2 years. Now we are finally at a point where he can come upstairs and sit on the couch with my husband and love on my husband. He will snuggle with him. He is, I think he actually prefers my husband over me. Because when we're sitting upstairs watching TV, he goes to my husband and wants to sit with him instead of me. So there is hope. That is what I want to really drive home to you today, is if you have that challenging dog, there is hope. There is hope. You can get beyond that. And if you can't get beyond it, if for some reason nothing you've tried has worked, you can manage it. It's tough. It's a challenge, but you know what? These dogs are the best. When you can, come here. They're the best. I mean, Coolio is very, very, very special, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're a special baby. Mwah. Yeah. They will be so loyal and loving. Yeah. Yeah, you will. So hang in there. Call a dog trainer. There's all different kinds of dog trainers. They use different methods. Some of them I agree with, some of them I don't. Find something that will work for you and work at it and hang in there. It will get better. It might not be very soon. It might take 2 years. It might take longer. I don't know, but you can get past it. Hang in there. Don't give that dog back. Work with that dog. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. They can be a great dog. They can be your best dog. All right? Take care, and I will talk to you later.